the Bengals' red zone defense has always been pretty good all year. I mean, they're top 5 in the league and allowing the fewest touchdown conversions against their opponents. In the league, they're I think number 5 right now, which that rate's like 50%. So if you're like an opposing offense and you are trying to score a touchdown on the Bengals defense in the red zone, your chances are as lucky as a coin flip, which is really good. And that goes back to Lou Anarumo. He builds kind of on just preaching about turnovers, getting takeaways. We've seen a lot of that. We saw that from Sam Hubbard. But I think what people might overlook is not just that play where he caught the ball and ran. Like, I don't think that was pure luck. I don't think that was pure coincidence. Everything that went into that play goes back to everything that they've done on film, everything they've done in practice, whether it was Jermaine Pratt stonewalling Tyler Huntley, Logan Wilson hitting the ball out, and Hubbard being right where he was, kind of away from the interior on the outside getting the ball. It just says a lot about that red zone defense. And I don't know if you'd agree, but I think going into Buffalo, that's your key, is just stop Josh Allen in the red zone. Stop Stephon Diggs in the red zone. I mean, you don't want to get them into the red zone, right? But if, they get there, because they will, because the Buffalo Bills have the second best offense in the league. Once they get there, you have to show why they don't look like the second best offense in the league when they're in the red zone, because obviously Josh Allen's kind of had some struggles with holding on to the ball, throwing the ball. Am I talking crazy, or am I just spitting facts right now?
No, I mean, I think you can make a pretty good case that this is where the game is going to be decided. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow are really good in the red zone. I think, one of the things that obviously Josh Allen has that Joe Burrow just doesn't is the running ability. Joe Burrow's not going to tuck and run. They're not going to call design plays for Joe Burrow. You don't have that frame that you do with Josh Allen. Guys have kind of compared it to tackling a tight end. Defensive players for the Bengals, that is. So, that it's really difficult. It's really difficult of a task. Because again, you're talking a situation, if it's 3rd and 4 at the 4, 3rd and goal, like that's a 4-point play, that play, and, because you're talking at that point, you're talking field goal or touchdown. So, it's a huge, huge difference. You've got 2 of the best red zone teams in the league. And if one team is able to just, one extra play in the red zone, kind of swing that in your favor a little bit, you got to be feeling good about where you're headed if you're able to punch it in from the red zone.
I like that you said that this is where the game could be decided, because I think, we talked about this on Monday, me, you, and Mike, and then me and Mike talked about this on Wednesday when we taped our podcast. It's hard to say if the game is going to be strictly decided by the offensive line woes for the Bengals, assuming we don't see Alex Kappa and Jonah Williams, which is probably going to be the case because we didn't see them practice at all so far this week. Thursdays are usually kind of the giveaway, so I don't even know if that's what it's going to come down to, because clearly, like, Joe Burrow's still better than he was last year. He's throwing the ball faster. He's moving the ball faster. He's escaping pressure better. Not that he wasn't doing that last year. He's just that much good. And a lot of it goes back to the fact that, like, he tore his ACL 2 years ago. So, like, he's still kind of getting back into that rhythm that he had really all the way back in college, because those injuries last a long, long time, even after you recover. So he's clearly overcoming that and getting better, which is kind of what he told me when I asked him about his progressions and breaking away from pressure. But I really do think, though, the red zone is where this game will be decided. It'll be decided as to how well the Bengals can stop Josh Allen. Are they going to make Allen have those flimsy plays, those flimsy turnovers like he had against Miami? Granted, their defense is pretty good, and it's, the converse is true too. Like, Buffalo's defense is top 10 in the league. I said this with Mike yesterday. The Bills are one of only 3 teams in the league with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. Eagles and 49ers are the other 2. They could play in the NFC Championship for all we know, so that speaks for itself. But, that's the thing about Buffalo's. Yeah, they have that good of an offense, but they also have that good of a defense, and they've definitely shown that with, like Mike and I talked about, with that front 4 they have. Like, if you just rush 4, that's all you really need, especially to get to Joe Burrow. So it's going to come down to which offense can execute better in the red zone and which defense will make a better stop. But